Welcome back to our channel on psychology. Today, we're exploring the intriguing world of personality. Let's dive in. Personality. The term personality is derived from the Latin word persona. Personality refers to unique and relatively stable qualities that characterize an individual's behavior across different situations over a period of time. Personality is characterized by the following features. Personality has both physical and psychological components. Its expression in terms of behavior is fairly unique in a given individual. Its main features do not easily change with time. It is dynamic in the sense that some of its features may change due to internal or external situational demands. Thus, personality is adaptive to situations. Personality-related terms. Temperament refers to a biologically based characteristic way of reacting. Trait refers to a stable, persistent and specific way of behaving. Disposition refers to a tendency of a person to react to a given situation in a particular way. Character refers to the overall pattern of regularly occurring behavior. Habit refers to overlearned modes of behaving. Values refer to goals and ideals that are considered important and worthwhile to achieve. Approaches and theories. There are three main personality approaches: type approaches, trait approach, and interactional approach. Type approaches. In terms of the similarity of their behavioral characteristics with that pattern. Trait approach. Traits along which individuals can be rated in terms of the degree of presence or absence of the concerned behavioral quality or a trait. Interactional approach. The cross-situational consistency of traits is found to be quite low. The compelling influence of situations can be noted by observing people's behavior in places like a market, a courtroom, or a place of worship. Type approaches. There are several type approaches including Hippocrates, fluid or humor, Charik Samhita, Vada, Pitta and Kapha Tridosha Trigunas, Sheldon's typology, Jung's typology introverts and extroverts, and Friedman, Rosenman and Morris. Personality types A, B, C and D. The Greek physician Hippocrates had proposed a typology of personality based on fluid or humor. These include sanguine, phlegmatic, melancholic and choleric. Charik Samhita, a famous treatise on Ayurveda, proposed three humoral elements: Vada, Pitta and Kapha are called tridosha. Each refers to a type of temperament, called prakriti, basic nature, of a person. Trigunas. Sattva guna includes attributes like cleanliness, truthfulness, dutifulness, detachment, discipline, etc. Rajas guna includes intensive activity, desire for sense gratification, dissatisfaction, envy for others, and a materialistic mentality, etc. Tamas guna characterizes anger, arrogance, depression, laziness, feeling of helplessness, etc. All the three gunas are present in each and every person in different degrees. The dominance of one or the other guna may lead to a particular type of behavior. Sheldon proposed the endomorphic, mesomorphic, and ectomorphic typology. The endomorphs are fat, soft and round. By temperament they are relaxed and sociable. The mesomorphs have strong musculature, are rectangular with a strong body build. They are energetic and courageous. The ectomorphs are thin, long and fragile in body build. They are brainy, artistic and introvert. They are more like stereotypes which people hold. Carl Jung. Introverts are people who prefer to be alone, tend to avoid others, withdraw themselves in the face of emotional conflicts, and are shy. Extroverts, on the other hand, are sociable, outgoing, drawn to occupations that allow dealing directly with people, and react to stress by trying to lose themselves among people in social activity. Friedman, Rosenman and Morris have classified individuals into type A, B, C, D personalities. Type A personalities seem to possess high motivation, lack patience, feel short of time, be in a great hurry, and feel like being always burdened with work. Type B personality, which can be understood as the absence of type A traits. Type C. Individuals characterized by this type C personality are cooperative, unassertive and patient. They suppress their negative emotions, e.g., anger, and show compliance to authority. Type D personality has been suggested, which is characterized by proneness to depression. Trait approaches. Trait approaches are concerned with the description or characterization of basic components of personality. When we come to know that a person is sociable, we assume that he will not only be cooperative, friendly and helping, but also engage in behaviors that involve other social components. Trait approach attempts to identify primary characteristics of people, which make one individual differs from another. Characteristics of trait. Traits are relatively stable over time. They are generally consistent across situations, and their strengths and combinations vary across individuals, leading to individual differences in personality. Allport's trait theory. Gordon Allport is considered the pioneer of trait approach. Allport, based on this, categorized traits into cardinal, central, and secondary. Allport considered traits more like intervening variables that occur between the stimulus situation and response of the person. Cardinal traits are highly generalized dispositions. They indicate the goal around which a person's entire life seems to revolve. Mahatma Gandhi's nonviolence and Hitler's Nazism are examples of cardinal traits. Central traits. These traits, e.g., warm, sincere, diligent, etc., are often used in writing a testimonial or job recommendation for a person. Secondary traits. The least generalized characteristics of a person. Traits such as likes mangoes or prefers ethnic clothes are examples of secondary traits. Raymond Cattell. Personality factors. Raymond Cattell applied a statistical technique, called factor analysis, to discover the common structures. He found 16 primary or source traits. The source traits are stable, and are considered as the building blocks of personality. Besides these, there are also a number of surface traits that result out of the interaction of source traits. Cattell described the source traits in terms of opposing tendencies. He developed a test, called 16 Personality Factor Questionnaire, 16PF, for the assessment of personality. This test is widely used by psychologists. Paul Costa and Robert McCrae, 5-Factor Model of Personality. Paul Costa and Robert McCrae proposed the 5-factor model of personality. These include openness to experience, extroversion, agreeableness, neuroticism, and conscientiousness. Openness to experience. Those who score high on this factor are imaginative, curious, open to new ideas, and interested in cultural pursuits. In contrast, those who score low are rigid. Extroversion. It characterizes people who are socially active, assertive, outgoing, talkative, and fun-loving. On its opposite are people who are shy. Agreeableness. This factor characterizes people who are helpful, cooperative, friendly, caring, and nurturing. On the opposite are people who are hostile and self-centered. Neuroticism. People who score high on this factor are emotionally unstable, anxious, worried, fearful, distressed, irritable, and hypertensive. On the opposite side are people who are well-adjusted. Conscientiousness. Those who score high on this factor are achievement-oriented, dependable, responsible, prudent, hardworking, and self-controlled. On the opposite are people who are impulsive. Eysenck's theory. Eysenck's theory proposes that personality traits are biologically and genetically based. These include neuroticism versus emotional stability, extroversion versus introversion, and psychoticism versus sociability. Eysenck Personality Questionnaire is the test which is used for studying these dimensions of personality. That's all for today's episode. Stay tuned for our next episode where we will delve deeper into the world of psychology. Until then, keep learning and stay curious.